When you have typed in the correct URL for FastBridge Learning, you're going to see a screen that looks like this. You will be able to type in your Hancock County email. In this first box. Then you're going to type in your password. If you do not have a password yet, you can request a password with this button here. When you request a password, they are going to send you an email and you will follow the directions of that email to get logged in. Otherwise, you're going to type in your password here and you're going to go ahead and click log in. After you are logged in, if you need to change your password for some reason, you're going to click My Password. Changing your password is very simple. You put in your old password here, then you put in a new password that you want, anywhere from 8 to 100 characters long, and then you re-enter the new password. It does have certain criteria for the password, and it tells what that criteria is here. Follow those directions, hit submit, and then you can change your password. Finding student passwords is also very simple. You click on the student passwords here. When you click on student passwords, you're going to be able to find the student password information. You can search by grade, you can search by the staff, or you can find the actual students this just by looking by alphabetical order through grade level. So you'll find it here with a student ID. You have the login and you'll have their password. You can search through the different pages. But once you find the student, you can find their password right here. Now, the password is going to be starred out. All you have to do to see it is click on the I, and it will show what the password is. If you would like to change the password, you could. However, I do not recommend that you change the password. Your administrator has set up this password. Your students already should know this password. If they do not know the password, they are going to use this in the classroom as well as your special ed classroom. So I would not recommend that you change it unless you talk to the administrator first. After you have your student passwords, then the students will be able to log in from that front page, just like you have logged in. The student login access page allows you to see which tests that your students will be able to see from their login page. If you look under the staff name, you can see which tests have been assigned to your students. They will have, for example, Kira Hess's class has A reading, A math, CBM math, automaticity, auto reading, CBM math cap. So those students will have those tests. If you look under Casey Baker, who is a third grade teacher, she has A reading, A math, CBM math, automaticity, auto reading, Sabers student, and CBM math cap. So some teachers have different tests than others, and that is okay. So if there's a test that you particularly want a teacher to have, make sure that you talk to your administrator and have them add that. I would not recommend that you add that yourself. Make sure that you talk to your administrator. The last tab is to contact us. The contact us allows you to submit a request where you can enter your email address, the product that you're using, which is FastBridge, and the subject and the description. This is really helpful if there is something that you would like to discuss with FastBridge as far as something to improve the product. I do recommend that you do this if there is something in particular that you would like to see FastBridge do. I did this myself as for a particular thing, and I will discuss this further in training. As far as the top management bar, or the master bar, you will notice that there is knowledge base, submitting a request, and blog. Knowledge base has a plethora of articles to where you can see and learn more information about a bunch of topics. and those topics are categorized for you. So if you want to find out more information about something in particular, you can always go to the knowledge base and learn more. You can also submit a request just by clicking on the Submit a Request button. You can also go to the blog. The blog has a lot of information as far as being able to see the updates that they have done, and just different information as far as what's going on with Renaissance education. So it's a lot of interesting reading. If that's something that you're not interested in, then you don't have to go to those things. Something that is very important is, what are you logged in as? Are you logged in as a specialist, or are you logged in as a teacher? That is important up here at the top. I'm logged in right now as a specialist. It shows me here under my house. It also tells me here and the master bar. It also says right here, view as. This is where we will change how I am being viewed. So we click here and I can change my view. Changing my view makes it to where I can view as a teacher. When I change my view, then I am viewing as that teacher. So being a specialist allows us to view as a particular teacher, so that we can view their reports and we can view their classroom, which allows us to be able to view our students individually in that classroom. And we don't have to set up a classroom on our own. It does make things a lot easier for us. So, for example, if I had students in Tabitha Mattingly's class, I would go to 5th grade Tabitha Mattingly. However, if I have kids in the 3rd grade that I also teach, then I would go to 3rd grade and I would select which teacher in the 3rd grade that I would be teaching, and I could go to Marissa Millay and I'd click go, and that would change to the teacher view. I now am viewing as Marissa Millay, no longer as a specialist. I still am logged in as a specialist, but I'm viewing as Marissa Millay, the teacher. And so that changes things for me. So those are some things about logging in that you need to know to make sure that you understand. You can always change your view, and you can change that as many times as you want. If you want to go back to the specialist view at any time, you can just click specialist view at the very top, and it takes you right back to where you were originally when you logged in. If you want to change back to any teacher view, you just go to which teacher that you want to go to. Those things are the most important things when you log in that you need to know. Something that I would like for you to do as part of your training, if you have never logged in and have not taken this training, today would be a great day for you to be able to do this. So you're going to go to Training and Resources tab. You're going to scroll all the way to the bottom, and you're going to get to the Getting Started page. There is a basics training from FastBridge. You're going to open that training, and you're just going to follow along with the basics Getting Started training. It's only 7 pages. You'll read that and follow along. It does have a certification. It will show if you have passed or if you haven't. And this will give you a lot of the basic information as far as how to get started with FastBridge.